Yo, it's Verteezy, No More Black Tears podcast. What's up?
Yo, what's good, people? MMBT Radio, what's good? Season the building.
Yo, so what's up, fellas? I know it's been a long week. It's the 4th of July weekend. So sometimes this next week's gonna be a little bit shorter for some people. So, fellas, man, tell me something good. How y'all feeling?
Feeling great, feeling great.
Feeling good, man. Feeling good. Ready for this weekend, though. All right, this day, holiday off.
Okay. So what we sipping on today?
Well, we got these red stripes in the house. We got this what's that Lil Wayne rum? Boom Bay? Boom Ba?
Bamboo. And we not sipping that. We sipping Diplomatico. You don't know what it is, look it up.
Now, Uncle Nearest, that's what I'm sipping. I stay trill to the grill. So, Verteezy, man, tell us what we getting into today.
This weekend sports. We have 4 NFL players. 3 from the Colts, Isaiah Rodgers, Barry Demetrius, Taylor Nicholas, and Petit Frey.
Sound like all scrubs to me.
Yeah, they names kind of weird. 3 was suspended indefinitely, and 1 was from the Titans, and he was suspended for 6 games for mobile betting on premises. What you think, C's?
Man, first of all, never trust a man with 2 first names. That's one I got to say. Second of all, man, you know the consequences of betting. It's like if the NFL's not making money off of it, yes, they're sponsored by what is it, DraftKings and all these other, betting, gambling apps and websites. But if the NFL's not getting their cut and you're doing it, it's always going to be illegal. And then also looking at sports organizations and gambling, they're always going to have some gripe or rules about it. So it's like, come on, man. Have somebody at the house or at the crib or up in the sky booth or in the stands do it for you. Don't sit there and do it yourself, especially if you playing a game. So it's like, hey man, you deserve what you got, man.
Verteezy.
Yeah, man. This is like the 3rd time we've talked about NFL players being suspended for gambling. It's getting a little old, to be honest. All of my scrubs, like you said earlier, Rose. One thing I gotta say is, let this be a lesson to everyone. When you are the breadwinner and you are changing the lives of just not yourself and your immediate family, but everyone around you, you gotta be smarter, man. It's not worth it. It's not worth it.
Yeah, it's definitely not worth it. I'm gonna take it back, calling them boys scrubs, because they made it to the highest level in their sport. So anybody that make it that far, you can't be a scrub. But they're just not known to me, and they must be kind of dumb too if they wanted to risk everything just for betting a couple $1,000 or a couple $100. It's just dumb, man. You know the rules. You done seen it happen to Calvin Ridley. He was the first one, and he was a big name. You seen it happen to him, and you seen it happen last year too. So why are y'all still doing it? Come on, y'all. Y'all gotta do better.
Hey, speaking of unknown players, the LSU baseball Tigers won the national championship after getting blown out by Florida game 2, then going game 3 and blowing out Florida. What you think about this, Steve?
All I gotta see is go Tigers. After that, man, it's to see them blow them out like that. I was a little bit happy, but it's crazy to see how having something significance being on a platform like that, and you have a scandal or surrounding it also that people find dirt and they bring it up anytime you do something major or something major happens around. So it's crazy, but just glad to see LSU back in it. Everybody at LSU started to do that pointing to the ring thing. So it's 3 of them. That's 3 in a row.
It ain't 3 in a row. It's 2 in a row. They can make it 3 in a row if the football team wins.
No, I mean, so the football team won back when they had Joe Burrow.
No, we're talking about this year.
Oh, nah. Oh, yeah. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, this
what
year.
You got? What you got, though, Rose?
Yeah, this year. So this year, the LSU Tiger women basketball team, they won the championship. The baseball team won the championship. So now it's the football's turn. And that's probably not going to happen because they got to go through Bama and Georgia. So that's probably not going to happen. I'm glad to see them boys winning. I don't really care about them winning it, The more important part is the Florida's coach, but we gonna get into that in a second. Verteezy.
Yeah, man, I don't really watch baseball like that. I saw the highlights to the game when I was on Sports Center, and to be honest, the most interesting part of the game was when one of them whiteboards started pointing to his finger like Angel Reese did. So, hey, congrats to the LSU Tigers. Y'all did a good job in women's basketball and men's baseball. But speaking of what Rose was talking about, Florida's head coach Kevin Sullivan was involved in a scandal. Sees, break this down.
Basically, a couple years ago, he was involved with somebody in an affair with somebody's wife, and the wife or the husband of the woman ended up taking out, ended himself and then two of their kids. So there's a whole controversy surrounding that, and it's like it's crazy how you get on a major platform, being a championship game, and then it ends up coming out that you got this surrounding your team besides the news besides being on that platform like, hey, I'm in the championship. But it's just crazy to see how dirt comes up on the internet, man.
Yeah, it was wild when I heard the story. It happened some years ago, but to make it even more wild, even the woman's husband off his two children and then killed himself, all because allegedly he called his wife cheating. So how much of a punk, sissy, hoe are you for doing that? Taking your own kid's life and then taking yours like a coward. And then what makes it even more funnier, even after all that happened, she goes and marries Kevin O'Sullivan. So now they're married, and he's got to deal with it in the tabloids, things like that now. So it's kind of wild and crazy that the whole situation is, but it happens every day. It happens every day. You just don't hear about it, and you just don't see about it because everybody ain't famous, everybody ain't in the spotlight. But it's wild, man. It's wild.
You want to know the last time something like this happened and they got major news?
When?
When Chris Benoit, and he took it to the next level. He didn't just kill his kids, he took his wife out too. So, Kevin Sullivan, and you missed one. But with that being said, I agree with you, Rose. That's a sucker move, man. One, you offing yourself because your lady got some outside dick, and what Juvenile said, that outside dick make them hoes sick. So now hey, I ain't rocking with that at all. So it is what it is. It is very unfortunate that he offed his kids too. You could have just offed yourself, and your kids would have grew up a real man probably. Respectfully. Speaking of real men though, Domingo German of the New York Yankees threw a perfect game against Oakland. Now, to put this in perspective, the last perfect game thrown was back in 2012 by Felix Hernandez. As someone who also enjoys the game of baseball, what crossed your mind when you saw that C's?
It's crazy to see, I didn't know how the rule changes will really affect the season, but apparently it must have did some good. But to see something like that, it's good. Just to see something like that, man, it's really good. Yankees always got good players doing their thing, man. And, he's one of the future stars, man. What you got, Rose, man?
I'm gonna take it because I didn't see it, but I saw it on ESPN, saw the breaking news, and Rose texted me about it. Uh, I thought it was dope. Like as someone that dabbles in baseball here and there, and I got brothers that love the game. It's incredibly hard to throw a perfect game. Like just like you walking someone, and that goes from a perfect game to a no hitter. So yeah, man. Plus, when I'm not a Braves fan, I root for the Yanks. So it was cool that the Yankee did it, and I thought it was a nice accomplishment. I do think it's crazy that some of these people in baseball that be having some of these historic games like perfect games, like they do that, and we never hear from them again. So I want to know what he going to do. Like, is he going to be a good pitcher the rest of the season, and what the Yankees going to do? Rose.
First of all, since we're in the baseball topic, shout out to ATL Braves. You know what I'm saying? The ATLian Braves. We got to give them their love. You know what I'm saying? Past world champions. We going to be back there this year. The second thing is perfect game. That is only just think about it. As long as baseball has been around, America's pastime. That's only the 24th time. 24 now. Kobe times that has happened. And as long as baseball been around, so that's how major that accomplishment was for him. So that's why we had to talk about it, man, because that's a major accomplishment. Shout out to him, shout out to his family. Man, he's probably about to make some money if he continued playing good like this. So that's my take on it, man. So what we got next up?
So going from one of the least watched sports to one of the most watched sports, NBA free agency. We got more people paying attention to that than some of the baseball games. Respect MLB. Sees, what free agency moves stuck out to you?
LaMelo Ball being signed for a 5-year deal, definitely with their draft picks. I could see them doing something this season. Maybe not playoffs, but definitely restructuring, rebuilding. What's up with the Rockets though? They spending bags right now, just throwing money around. So there's a lot of interesting moves there. And then the Suns, I don't know what they're doing. It is what it is, man.
So for me, seeing James Harden opt in his contract just to tell the Sixers, I want to trade, Harden, respectfully.
No respect.
You a whole ass nigga. Like, you was with the Rockets, they gave you Dwight, they gave you CP3. You then went to the Brooklyn Nets. You had KD and you had Kyrie. Then you didn't go to the Sixers. You got Embiid, the reigning league MVP.
Who the real MVP though?
Come on, we all know who the real MVP is. The reigning MVP though. Where are you going to go? Where you're going to be in a better position to win? Where? Westbrook just resigned with the Clippers, so you ain't going there, motherfucker. So where you going to go? And then when I see reports that you want to get traded to New York, it's just, hey, that tell me everything I need to know. You just want to fuck these hoes, go to the strip club, and live in a big city.
So wait, when you say New York, you talking about back to Brooklyn or
Nah, he want to go to the Knicks.
Hell no.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. He ain't trying to win. Now on the flip side, a real motherfucker who I heard some reports from, dang, you finally said, hey, I cannot win here. I'm requesting a trade. Thank you. I cannot wait to see you get traded. Blazers, this man gave you 11 years. Trade him somewhere where he can win. Don't send him to purgatory. Don't send him to the T-Wolves. Please, don't send him to the T-Wolves. Don't send him to the Charlotte Bobcats, Hornets, whatever they is. Send him somewhere where he can legit win a championship. Ideally, send him to Philly. Take Harden. I don't care. Do a 3-team trade. I don't care how you do it. But send him somewhere where he can win a championship. And lastly, Desmond Bane, you worth $200 million?
Hey.
Desmond Bane, the same Desmond Bane that during the playoffs they was calling you T-Rex arms.
Your arms too short, the boss with the guard.
I'm just saying, man, like what? Yeah, that's all, bro. I can't say nothing. I'm speechless. Hey, Rose.
First of all, you know what I'm saying? I like what the Lakers did. Everybody else I really don't care about. But also, one thing about Dame. So we talking about Dame. Portland should keep him there. If he wants to trade, they should just keep him there and just make him intimate because you want to be loyal, right? You loyal to the soil, right?
He was loyal for 11 years.
Yeah, so you gonna stay there until it's time for you to retire. That's what they should do. But if he does get traded, they should send him to the A. They should trade him for Trae Young. Since they talking about Trae Young, trade Trae Young for him and bring him to the A. And then we can say, hey. So that's what I think we should do.
They do got a lot of rap studios in Atlanta.
Exactly. So that's where he needed to be, in the A. The Muse of Metka.
Would you listen to the song with Dame Dollar and Lil Baby?
Of course we would. It'd probably be double platinum in 2 weeks.
That's better than a lot of these artists, man. Hey, MGH, shout out to Gunna for you. Hey,
Young Thug's album was better though.
Cosign, yes, it was.
Tears and no tears.
TNT, boom.
Boom. So the first tear or no tear of the night. Jonathan Majors, who we talked about weeks ago, who people accuse him of beating his white girlfriend. Now he with Megan Good. And it came out that apparently his ex-girlfriend was actually the one who committed the physical assault on him. And apparently there was an arrest warrant out for her. Tears or no tears for this whole situation.
Tears for Jonathan Majors, no tears for his girlfriend. She's the one who called the cops. They said this
Ex-girlfriend.
Ex-girlfriend. They said allegedly there was already rumors about her actually being the one that did, assaulted him rather than him assaulting her. But she called the cops, made the whole situation, and then companies, all the sponsorships and movie studios dropped them as soon as they caught wind of that. So now it's like, okay, it finally comes out. Why not wait till you actually find out what happened before either shelf it and then come back? But if you just ultimately drop somebody as soon as the court case is cleared up and all the news is actually out, you're just gonna make yourself look bad. So that goes for Disney, that goes for the U.S. Army, that goes for all these other Hollywood studios and sponsorships. Hey man, we told you. And hey man, Dr. Umar face.
Yo, man. So what I think should have happened that night when he allegedly put his hands on his woman. What should have happened was he should have got shot in the back a couple of times for putting his hand on the woman in the first place. That's what should have happened. Somebody should have shot him in the back because he's so-called slapped the white girl around. That's what should have happened. He should have got shot in the back. Then I haven't seen like Vertiz says alleged arrest warrants out, but I haven't. From what I've read, it's not yet. But they got probable cause to probably arrest her. But most likely they're probably not going to arrest her. But if anybody heard the story from the jump, we already know what happened. She got mad because he was probably texting Megan Good. Megan Good was texting him. She got mad, started hitting him, and he told her he hit her with the Heisman, ho. Get off me, ho. Get off me. So that's basically what happened. So everybody already know what happened. But now with all the evidence coming out, we know what happened. So Vertiz, tears or no tears?
I got tears for the situation because this is just a prime example of me and MJ talk about. Man, if you a male or a man, it ain't safe for you. It's not, man. Like these accusations come out, and as soon as they come out, man, you guilty before proven innocent, man. So, hey, I be on TikTok, I be on Instagram, I be on social media. It was a lot of people talking about this man when he was accused of doing what he had did to this white girl. And now that all this other stuff came out, a lot of them same social media influencers, I ain't seen them. They've been quiet. Hey, I always was told when you loud and you're doing this publicly, then your apology need to be the same way. When it's time to apologize, it need to be public and loud. Speaking of, I guess you could say apologies. After the BET Awards, that disgraceful event they put on last Sunday.
It wasn't disgraceful. You better put some respect on the 50 years of hip hop.
The acts was cool, but some of the other stuff was ratchet. But after that, two strippers who made 10 bands from going to the BET Awards
allegedly,
they got they was going back to their Airbnb, I guess, or their home, and 2-3 guys walked up on them, robbed them for their money.
In their outfits.
Oh, Rose, tears or no tears?
I ain't got no tears because y'all be flexing so hard online, talking about this and this and this, like you big and bad. And some of y'all have guns and some of y'all don't, but that's what flexing go get you. It'll get you robbed. You got to stop flexing. When you move in silence, better things happen. You get less attention. You better spend less money. Ain't nobody ask you for nothing. Them boys ain't even asked though. They said give it to me. They said give it to me. But it was so funny because I thought because when they was patting them down, frisking them to see if they had anything else on them, I thought they was gonna smack her on the butt. And then it didn't get gone, but he didn't. He kept it respectfully. He respected them. So
Disrespectfully, respectfully.
yeah,
I'm gonna rob you, but I ain't gonna disrespect you.
And we in a new era, man. It's
Yeah.
me too. You can rob a woman, but don't you smack her on the ass without permission.
yeah. Don't you touch it. He didn't assault her. He didn't assault her. I thought he was, but he didn't. So shout out to him. So I ain't got no tears for him, man. Tears or no tears?
Man, that's no tears. I forgot who said it, man, but you got to be more careful. You got to be more careful. Yeah, it's one of them things, man. They probably followed him back to the hotel, some whole setup. And then if you look at the video, one chick was a lot calmer than the other.
Yeah.
One chick had her jaw dropped. She was looking at her like, did this really happen? And the other one was calm, like, maybe she set him up.
Hey, it's possible.
So, I mean, but it's no tears, man. Be careful, man. Stop posting where you're gonna be at. Be careful when you leaving the club looking out. Yeah, it's just crazy. No tears though, man. Just be more careful, man. That's it.
No tears. And I want to touch on what both y'all said. The first thing is, I thought the same thing. Sees the old girl set the other girl up, because I was like, man, she looking too calm, and she probably thought, you know what? Let me get a little extra money by having my homeboys rob us. Then I meet him later, and we split her money 3 ways. I also thought what you said, Rose. Man, y'all gotta be more proud of y'all stuff, man. Like, just because you got a bag, the whole world don't need to know you got a bag. That's how a lot of people get shot. That's how a lot of people get robbed. I remember when I was in high school, someone told me, "Do you want to know how I know where I got these PS5s from? I mean PS3s from?" I was like, "How?" Man, people be in class talking about, man, my parents just bought me this new system, that new system. And I be thinking to myself, oh, I'm going to get that white boy. Respect to the white audience. But I'm going to go and get him because I know his daddy and mommy got it like that. So everybody don't need to know what you got. Speaking of what you got and what you don't got.
Everybody don't need to know what you got. But on this situation, we need to know what you got.
There was a trans woman that was upset with a gynecologist because what was it, Rose? He doesn't treat trans patients or
yeah, he treats women only.
Yeah, he treats women only.
This is a gynecologist.
Well, biological cis women only. For those in the community that be listening, C's, tears or no tears?
No tears. First of all, explain to me the whole cis thing real quick, because I thought it was something different. I thought it meant cis was like
cis means naturally born.
Okay, got you. No tears, man. The doctor's in his legal right to deny a patient. You don't like it? Why pay your money to the gynecologist that denied you? Go to somewhere else. So if it's that big of a problem to you, sue him. You probably not gonna get that much money for it though. But it's like, hey, he is licensed to treat women biologically, natural born woman. So he's within his right to refuse a patient. It's just like if somebody had a certain condition and he didn't want to do that surgery or do that procedure, he's in the same legal right. So it's absolutely no damn tears. You can be whatever you want in your life, but that doesn't mean everybody else has to do what you want or say. So no tears.
And don't be lying to people, telling people they can be whatever they want. Because there's a lot of motherfuckers that's 42 years old still trying to be rappers because they homeboy telling you, dog, you can be whatever you want.
It's never too late.
Nah, you can be what
Keep dreaming alive.
You can be what you're good at and what people are willing to pay you to do.
So you just saying they weren't good at being men? That's what you're saying?
Tears or no tears, Bertizzi?
I ain't got no tears, man, because biologically you're not a woman. It makes no sense for them to treat you. I will say this. There are some people who got kids going to college right now. And in 10, 15 years, who's to say that some of these gynecologists, they might start adding transgender classes where they teach you how to examine a makeshift pussy. And when they do that, hey, then y'all can get examined just like the real women. So
I think you should probably just go to your family PCP. You don't need to go to a gynecologist. What's the need for you as a a born male transitioning to a woman or a trans woman going to a gynecologist. You don't have the parts. That's like taking my radio to Bilo to ask him, can you fix this? Can you take a look at this for me? Or, you know what I'm saying? It don't make sense at all. And sis, y'all should be mad about that.
Just to add on to that, there might be specialists that actually deal with that type of.
Yeah, it probably is, but they're not gynecologists.
Hey, speaking of stuff that don't make sense, Billboard dropped the top 50 greatest rap groups of all time. There was a lot of great rap groups that made the list. A few that didn't. But what really was alarming was that top 20. C's. Was there anything that stuck out to you?
Stuck out. I would have put respectfully. I would have put Wu-Tang. I would have swapped Outkast with Wu-Tang. Wu-Tang is the culture. Wu-Tang is forever. Wu-Tang is for the children. Culturally, it crosses genres. Number 2, Outkast. Definitely, there was a couple other people that should have been higher on the entire 50 list though, but just looking at the top 20, UGK probably should have been high, a whole lot higher than G Unit. Whole lot higher. They're just looking at a lot of these groups, and then it's like, Respect the Tribe, Run DMC, Public Enemy, Eric B and Rakim. I don't really consider them a group. It's more like a DJ. So I would have took them out of that. De La Soul, respected that. The Roots. Fugees, I probably wouldn't put in the top 20. And then 3 6 Mafia definitely should have been higher. Migos, we're gonna drop them in the lower 20s, 30s. They changed the culture.
I agree with that.
Yes, they changed the culture, but not too great.
Yeah, because ain't nobody wearing Versace's.
Yeah. And then Bone Thugs and Harmony definitely should have been up there. Yeah, and that's my only gripes.
Tears or no tears, Verteezy?
I have tears because I look at a group like UGK, they could have been much higher. The influence they've had on rap music, and then like a lot of the famous groups that they've made music with, and artists like from International Players Anthem with Outkast to Big Pimpin' with Jay-Z, like they've had an impact on the culture. I agree with you. Rakim is one of my favorite artists. Like if you ask my top 10, Rakim's in my top 10. But Eric B and Rakim, this ain't just to them. It's the same thing for Will Smith and DJ Jazzy Jeff. I don't look at a DJ and a rapper as a group, so I wouldn't have had them in the top 10, especially when I have other groups like UGK and 3 6 Mafia that was literally outside of the top 10. 3 6 Mafia, man, like for them to have been making music since the 90s and have won Oscars and Grammys and have some of the biggest recorded songs ever.
Academy Award winners.
Like, I mean, I'm shocked that 3 6 Mafia did not get more respect on this list. They should have definitely been higher. But I will say this. They did one thing right. I have to disagree with you, C's. We all know Outkast is the greatest rap group to ever form.
It was.
They from the A. They from the South. What did Andre say? The South got something to say, and God damn it, 30 years later, the South got something to still say.
Yeah, so I got tears on the list. I got tears because Tears of Joy for Outkast being the number one group. That's just plain and simple. I ain't got no problems with that. I love them boys, but there's a couple things. They always say if you're gonna take somebody out, you got to tell me who you're replacing them with. So first of all, Migos are not numbered the 11th best group in the top 50. They're not. So I'm gonna replace the Migos with Goody Mob at number 11.
Good one.
Then I'm going to switch UGK from 20 to and Mobb Deep, because Mobb Deep was number 13. So I'm gonna switch UGK and Mobb Deep. So Mobb Deep moves to 20, UGK moves to 13. Then I'm replacing G Unit with 8 Ball of MJG. Then I'm switching now 3 6 Mafia and Salt and Pepper. So 3 6 Mafia is gonna be number 8, and Salt and Pepper is moving to number 18. So that's what I would do for this list, because all the groups that I named, they all had super classic albums that you could just ride to, and they you can listen to their music today. You can listen to their music 20 years ago, and it still sound the same. It still bump the same, and people still riding to it. Man, I still listen to all of it. I ride around the city. I hear people listening to it. You turn on the TV, you see the TV listening to it. Everybody listening to it. But when the last time you heard some of these other? When the last time you heard a G Unit song? Somebody playing a G Unit song? Yeah, it's probably been a while. Now they might have played a 50 song. They might have played a book song, or they might have played a game song. But a straight up G Unit song, come on, man. You ain't heard that. So that's my take on it, man. So I got tears for the list.
All I got one down. I'm like, Wu-Tang is forever. Wu-Tang, Wu-Tang.
Wu-Tang for president.
So speaking of big names, Ciroc was dropped by Diego Company as a partnership. So what do you think about this after Diddy said what he had to say?
So the optics around it really are, it's kind of going to be controversial because they formed this partnership to actually purchase De Leon liquor. And Diego Brands is actually one of the biggest liquor conglomerates. Like they own Johnny Walker, they own Guinness, they own so many other brands, Casamigos. So it's like for Diddy to come out and say something and then they immediately drop him. They're also stating that he didn't stick to his commitments. So they already came out with a rebuttal for what he said. So there's tears for Diddy, just for the brand. He really did 40%. There's actually on the books. He upped Ciroc 40%. He brought it up. So when they formed that partnership, Diddy is responsible for bringing up those profits on his name alone. So it's like to, see him drop him like that rather than try to work it out is tears for that situation. But I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, I got tears, man, because Ciroc, De Leon, and Douce, that was one of our mainstream drinks, mainly because of Diddy.
Nah, Douce is Jay.
Oh, yeah. You're right. But the De Leon and
Ciroc
and the Ciroc, but they kind of but you was right about Jay. Thank you for correcting me, C's. But we love the Ciroc. Ask Keith Sweat. Like doggone, but I got tears for it, man. Now I ain't drinking no more Ciroc. I ain't drinking no more De Leon. You know what I'm saying? You got to put somebody that look like me on the bottle for me to drink it. To spend my money on it. Vertizi, tears or no tears.
So I'm just making so what? Diddy don't own Ciroc no more?
He never owned them. It was a partnership with them.
Oh, so he don't even get paid for Ciroc no more?
No, because they ended the partnership.
Not now.
But he used to get paid for it.
Damn, man. Damn. I love Ciroc too. I guess I can't drink Ciroc no more then, man. Tears. That's all I gotta say.
Hey. Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Hey, man.
But what's wrong with Diego?
Hey, he a hoe.
Okay.
And let me tell you, I got a question. What's wrong with these hoes?
They adding up.
So, there's a viral video going around Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook of a group of black women.
What about the TikToker?
American.
The TikToker ain't going off on TikToker?
Yeah, it's going on TikTok a little bit. But they dancing in Ghana on a slave dungeon, on a former slave dungeon. C's, what's wrong with these hoes?
What's wrong with them? I don't know. That's why we have this segment, because we gotta keep asking this damn question. What the hell is wrong with these hoes? So, the historic significance of the place they were at. It is one of the last views to so many black people's ancestors. It was basically, there's a little hole that the tour guide will take you to that said this was their last view of their homeland before they got on the ship to come to America. You can look at the numbers. They don't even have the correct numbers for how many people died during the transition. And we are talking about one of the biggest transporter spots, going from Brazil, the Caribbean, America, all of that. But to do some ignorant shit like they did, you're twerking. I don't even care how they feel about it. I'm pretty sure somebody snapped on them and called them out after they saw what they were doing. And then it was some dudes with them too. They was acting ignorant too. So it's just like, This is why people look down on just ratchet ghetto bullshit because of shit like this. There's a time and a place for everything. That is definitely not one of these damn places, and it makes Black Americans look bad specifically. And we're not gonna make this a long, drawn out topic to where we get into the history of shit, but your ass is wrong. Y'all look stupid. You're ignorant. They should probably ban your ass from Ghana. But that's all I got, man.
Fertiz, what's wrong with these hoes?
Hey, see, I'm gonna say everything you said was right except for one thing. Them asses was right. They was wrong, but Rose, they was right.
Okay. As loving you is wrong, I don't want to be right.
But I will say this. This is the problem with y'all hoes. Because a woman knows when to do certain things, knows when not to. Oh, you could take a woman would be at Mardi Gras. She gonna twerk that ass. That's the time to twerk that ass. But you taking a historical trip to where slaves used to be held, a woman ain't gonna twerk that ass. She gonna take pics. She gonna get in touch with her heritage. She gonna be like, this for the ancestors. Y'all shaking ass like the white people were still doing stuff. Like this for the ancestors. Like, yeah, that shit was just distasteful. That shit was crazy. But at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure, Rose, a lot of them hoes in that video got 2-3 baby daddies getting that government cheese on that Section 80.
I don't know.
Hey, MJ, this for you. They going to the store around the corner getting them hot fries, that Welch drink, that little Welch soda, grape peach or whatever, pineapple, getting a Duchess or a Swisher Sweet with their bonnet on their head and going back and selling pussy for the what? The 40.
Driving that Nissan Altima with the busted tail light.
Can y'all hear that? Y'all hear that? That sound familiar?
So I'm gonna pass this on to our hoologist, Rose.
I'm not a hoologist. I just got a PhD in pimping. So what's wrong with these hoes? First of all, that's probably how they got. I ain't mad at them because that's how they was probably able to make the money to go. So they got to represent. So I ain't mad at them. And the next thing, what they should have did was had a twerk off in the lowest, and then the loser gets sold to the lowest bidder.
Oh,
that's what they should have did. That's what they should have did.
Hey, Rose, in the words of MJ, you ain't keeping it real. You ain't got no slip mark liquor.
That's what they should have did. So they should have had a twerk off, and the loser gets sold to the lowest bidder. That's what they should have did. And that's what's wrong with these hoes. Man, let's go. Let's get into this topic for the night.
Speaking of these hoes, Carlisha Hood and her 14-year-old son was at a chicken place. When she was at the chicken place,
it was a hot dog place.
Oh, why everybody kept talking about wings then?
So they probably sold wings too.
Come on now, you know if it's black people there, it's a chicken place now.
No, they're in Chicago.
Don't do that to us. Don't do that.
They're in Chicago.
And wings on the menu, bro. It's a chicken place. But respectfully,
what's Chicago known for? Dogs. Yeah.
So apparently, while they was at this place just trying to get some food, a man got into an argument with Carlisha, told her, "Hey, be quiet. I'm gonna knock you out." Basically, he ended up punching her a couple times. Her son, she called her son. Her son came in there. He was outside. Shot him a few times
with a rifle. Not a pistol. They had the rifle.
Oh, they had a rifle.
Shot him in the back too.
Damn.
To make it clear, shot him in the back. She was arrested, but then the DA of Chicago decided to release her and say, "We're not pressing no charges." No charges was pressed. And then recently, they've been on social media where the man's family represented him and saying how he was an upstanding person and he was great. There was even a picture of his baby mama, speaking of twerking on a cardboard cutout of him. C's, what you got to say?
Hold on, C's. Let me grab this.
Go ahead, Rose. Knock this out, man.
Let me grab this real quick. So first of all, I don't think the boy should have got charged because he was just doing what his dumb mama told him to do. I feel that she should have got charged with something because she could have de-escalated by either leaving or stop talking to the dude. She could have did something. Buddy gave him warnings. Like, if somebody give you warnings, you should probably take heed to that. And then after that, she left the scene of a crime and went home like she ain't nothing happened.
Oh yeah, she got her food and went home.
Most criminals leave the scene. If you felt like you were in the right, why didn't you just wait and wait for the authorities if you felt like you did the correct thing?
Oh, and she told her son to shoot the girlfriend or whatever.
Yeah,
he didn't do that. He didn't do that.
Other people too. My second thing is, why does the 14-year-old have your gun? Yeah, you was licensed to carry, things like that. But why is the 14-year-old, why does your son have your gun? Did you tell him to go get the gun, or is he carrying it around like it's his? Third of all, I feel like the female DA dropped the charges because she's also a black woman, and America don't care about black men in America. But if it was a dog, it would have been totally different. Ask Michael Vick. My fourth thing is, now she's playing the victim. And she's trying to sue the city that dropped the charges when she should be in jail. What's wrong with these hoes, man? They never satisfied. So you got the charges dropped, but now you're trying to sue the city too? That dropped the charges for you? Man, what's wrong with these hoes, man? And now because of his mom, he's going to have to deal with the trauma of taking a person that probably looks like his daddy.
Damn, bro. You ain't keeping it real? You ain't drinking no slick malt liquor?
Come on, man. C's.
Damn. So me, I know it's not this segment, but I ain't got no tears for that man. You seen the memes? He went in there to get some wings, came out of there with some angel wings. For me, it makes him look worse because now he has a known history of domestic violence against women. Yes, they could have, she could have de-escalated the situation or just left. Hey, shut up, lady. If you keep talking, I'm gonna knock you out. But at the same time, we gotta look at the 14-year-old son. He's 14 years old. He ain't gonna fight no grown man. So pretty much if you see your mama, you 14 years old, you 12 years old, 13 years old, your mom got a gun. You might know how to use it, you might not. You see your mama getting attacked, what's the first thing you gonna do? I'm gonna defend my mom, my parent, I'm a defender.
That's why he shouldn't have got charged, I felt. But I feel like she should have got charged with something.
So for that, it's like
she was negligence.
It was negligence, but at the same time, it's like this dude could have. At the same time, we say she could have escalated the situation. Dude could have just left.
Yeah.
He didn't have to punch her.
You're right.
And then it ain't like he punched her one time. He punched her like what, twice?
So 3 times. But he deserved to lose his life for that. Cause did you see a mugshot? Obviously he ain't hit her that hard. Cause she sure one bruised up.
I mean, I guess he couldn't hit like he thought he could.
I thought he was the knockout king though.
That's what I'm saying. To be honest, that bitch might have been used to taking a hit.
Yeah, I thought he was knockout king though. That's what the shirt said on it. That was the baby mama or somebody.
That's what the cousin said.
Oh, the cousin?
My cousin loved his wings.
Apparently he did, and he got some nice pair right now. But it's really no tears. And then it's like the family having that whole like putting your photos up on the internet talking about my cousin didn't do this and he was a great man. That's besides the point. He going around punching random women, apparently over some damn food. So that shit is crazy. Why do we have to resort to violence for some bullshit?
We shouldn't.
Get your money back. If you paid your money, you need to talk to the manager, get your money back, go somewhere else. And if you can avoid the situation, avoid the situation. And that's a word to everybody. Don't be arguing with these people in these fucking restaurants, McDonald's, Popeyes, the local shop, chicken shop. Stop arguing with people. Fucking go home or go somewhere else. It's not worth your time and it's not worth your life. So that shit, like, and then looking at the DA, it's a reason why she dropped the case. It just, ultimately, if you're gonna look at the evidence.
I told you the reason why she dropped the case.
And that's a fair take, but at the same time, it's like, really, am I gonna charge? Like, it could come down to there's a lawyer, a defense lawyer that could spend that to self-defense, and the son's not gonna get in trouble, and a woman might be like, hey, I thought this man was gonna kill my mom. He could be looking at it from, I don't know how many times he was gonna punch. He could say he might have punched my mom to death.
But let me ask you a question, C's. But so after you shoot him in the back, and he runs off.
Oh yeah, them
Why?
leaving.
Then why? Then why you got a rifle now? Then why are you chasing after him, shooting him again? You shot him 2 more times outside the store.
So for that, there's definitely that argument. It's like, when someone's running away, you're supposed. Most state laws have that law where if you're running, you shoot them in the back. It's like you're chasing.
Yeah.
So that's an assault, but that's a charge that definitely should have been
for the mama.
Probably for the mom or just in that.
I think she should have took all the charges for the son, and also it's like,
why did you leave?
Why'd you leave? And also another thing is, why you keep telling him to shoot people?
And then that's
so obviously when you had a conversation with this dude that lost his life, we don't have video of that conversation.
Yeah.
What did she actually say to him?
And we never heard the audio of it. We just saw video footage. So
she probably was demasculating him. She probably said because you know how women are. They can say some low foul stuff to people, especially to black men, to try to make him. So he probably said, man, just get your food, man, and go on, man. You try me.
And also
you try me.
Also
and he was like, BG. He said, I don't discriminate at all. I'm bad too.
But just to add on to that, it's like you don't know what she said or did to this man, or all the extra chit chat going back and forth. This is kind of crazy just to see a situation like that, man.
I'm just mad because the black man lost his life, and I'm just mad because
black. But it's like, why if you know you're on the right, why are you leaving? You just shot somebody. Why did you leave?
Because you did a crime.
In the words of Chris Rock, I don't condone it, but I understand. So a lot of times, we automatically get mad when we see a man hit a woman. I'm just gonna keep it real. We living in the age of equality, and everyone's the same, and treat everyone the same. And to be honest, he might not have known. If you want to earlier in the topic, he might not have known she was a woman. Because he might have thought that she identified as a man.
Hey, because she had a little man look.
I'm just saying. So, at that point, I got to treat you like a man. But on the real, I feel what both y'all were saying. I don't like the fact that no charges was pressed and an individual was killed or murdered. And he got shot in the back. Like, that's like an automatic no-no. Like, when someone's fleeing, you are supposed to cease fire. It's no longer supposed to be, let me continue to shoot someone in the back. Now, I understand you sees as an individual, like, hey, you're a young man, you see your mama being abused. We hear stories about, teenage boys fighting their own daddy.
There's nothing wrong with that.
So I understand that. Now, I'm going to say this here.
That's why I feel like he shouldn't have got charged.
I'm going to say this right here. The fact that his instinct was to grab the gun, and then when Rose said it was a rifle, the household that you're raising your son in, I don't know, bro. I don't know. Because I'm going to keep it real. They're all teenagers. They can beat some grown men up. Like, they look big.
The way he looked, man, nah.
I'm not saying he could have, but I'm just saying, like, the fact that he looked in the mirror and said, I know I'm a bitch-ass nigga. Let me go and grab this gun. Like, he didn't even try to go in and get his ass whooped.
You saying a lot.
I'm just saying, he should at least try to get his ass whooped first, and then go grab the gun.
Exactly. Because
it
would have been 2-on-1.
Rest in peace. What did Pops say? What did Pops and Friday say? You win some,
you lose some,
and you lose some. But what? You live to fight another day.
But then we got a court case where this nigga is going to jail for beating up a woman and her son.
Let me keep this real.
A grown ass man is mollywopping a damn 14-year-old boy. So there's that.
Hey man, if you bring it to the fight, I gotta fight back. I'm just saying he should at least try to say, let me tag team this motherfucker with my mom first. And then if he with his ass whooped, go to the car and at least point the gun. Before you fire the gun, at least point at the individual and say, hey, we done. And then give him a chance to stop. Now, if he keep on saying, I don't give a fuck about that gun, then fire your shots. But definitely, once he turns his back, you cannot even shoot no more. Now, on top of what Rose said about the DA, well, she's so lucky her sister was in charge. Because had that been like a white man, and I respect to the white audience, had that been a white man or a blue-eyed, blonde white woman, ooh, she'd still be in jail right now, waiting for trial.
You want your cornbread.
I'm telling you, it'd be like Orange is the New motherfucking Black.
So we looking at the 2-for-1 special. It's been like, 1, we got a black man dead. 2, we got a black woman going to jail.
Oh yeah,
Typical Chicago shit.
they would have been like, hey man, that's just another nigga killing another nigga. That's what they would have thought. And we got a black woman in jail.
And the son going to juvie.
Man, we got 3 in 1. It's a great day, man. That would have been wonderful for them, man. That would have been wonderful for them. So
after this, so y'all buying his album?
Oh yeah. You know the son finna drop a mad drill album.
You know, the mixtape, y'all listen to the mixtape?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna listen to it.
Before you drop a real drill, you gotta get at least 1 or 2 bodies on your belt.
So his resume, like, yeah.
And I would say something that's not being talked about a lot, but Rose brought it up. Hey man, it's a reason why police officers, when they kill somebody, they gotta talk to the shrink. I don't care if it's justified. Same thing for military people. You know the C's. It can be justified. Taking somebody's life, that does something to you, bro. That 14-year-old boy, he got to live with that. Now, he might be cool with it. He might not be cool with it. But C's brought up something that nobody online even thought about. What's going to be the mental state of the next couple years for this 14-year-old boy? They killed a man.
Rose said that.
My bad, Rose. Yeah, Rose, you said it. So that's a good point right there, man. Bottom line, and this is how I feel about the situation, the mother should have been charged with something. Even if it was something as simple as disturbing the peace.
Negligence, something.
Negligence or something. She should have been charged with something. I don't want to see her spend the next 5 to 25 years in prison.
No.
But I do want it to be understood. We cannot take human beings' lives, especially like what Rose kept saying, a black man's life. And the last thing I want to say is, man, we as individuals got to stop with that bullshit. We got to stop. There was 8 people in the video that you kind of saw a little bit that was recording. Man, hey, and I saw an older black man in there too. And some other women. Ain't nobody thought to step in and say, hey, calm down. What's the problem? And try to peacefully de-escalate it. Because sometimes, you're right, she should have de-escalated. He shouldn't have got so mad. But sometimes as individuals, we're too close to see the situation. We need people from the outside to come in and say, hey, you both got valid points, but brother, regardless if she cut you in this line to get your chicken and your hot dog, you punching this bitch in the face ain't gonna get it.
Yeah,
and sister, you saying this nigga suck dick ain't gonna stop the fact that he upset that you cut him.
Exactly.
Like, we need to find ways as black people to talk to one another and communicate, because at the end of the day, we can make all the memes we want to make. The fact that he went up some wings and got some wings. We can do all the jokes. That's what we do as black people. We take struggle and we turn it into like laughter. But at the end of the day, some little girls lost their daddy. And they're going to grow up without a father. And we talked about the last episode about what happens to kids when they don't have a father in the household. So that was somebody's lover, that was somebody's cousin, somebody's brother, somebody's child, and somebody's father. More importantly, he didn't have to lose his life over that altercation.
And you brought up a good point. So I'm gonna bring it back to the man. How's it gonna look? Your daughters are grown up. They're gonna know you went around smacking, punching, hitting, abusing women.
Hey, see, unfortunately, he's not alive. Because guess what? Had he been alive, 10, 15 years from now, he could sit down with his daughter and say, hey, I don't want you to ever deal with a man like the type of man I was.
Or he could have said to his women, don't you go out around talking to men or disrespecting men.
He could have did that too and explained to them. Because let me tell you, some men will let you call them all kind of stuff. But some men, they're looking for an excuse. But guess what? He's not in his daughter's lives to sit down and have that conversation with him. And this woman took that from him.
Because of a decision he made So it goes back to there's certain responsibility that you take as a person. Him putting himself in that situation, still arguing. Yes, he got shot by this woman's decision. Her decision ultimately affected his life, but at the same time, let's not make excuses and give this man saying he didn't take part in a situation that ultimately ended up in his death.
No. He's to blame, but when you say his action caused his death, let's keep it fair now. Every reaction ain't gotta be the same. Because I could find 100 black women that would not have been in that situation and let it get that far. From what Rose said, man, I ain't finna argue with this grown ass man. And they would have just said, fuck it. I'm just gonna stop. Whatever I'm doing, I'm just gonna stop. Or, yes, I got punched, but I'm not gonna call my son in here. Or, yes, I call my son in here and I see him got my gun. I'm gonna at least tell him, hey, no, stop. There was too many opportunities for her as a black woman to realize I don't need to take this man's life. And to what Rose said, now you suing the city of Chicago?
Yeah, that's just a money grab.
Hey, sister, be careful now before they decide to put some lesser charges on your ass and you do wind up in Chicago prison. And let me tell you, hey, prison's fucked up. But you don't want to be in Chicago prison. You don't want to be in Chicago prison.
Who's to say, though, that, let's just say the boy's daddy was at work and he said, hey, when I'm not here, I need you to protect your mom.
Man, the boy daddy ain't with the mama no more. So that'll tell you something.
I'm just throwing out a hypothetical. It's just like,
and she married. She married to the dude, but he ain't with her no more. So
he's 14 years old. Ain't no real man, if they raising their son, is going to basically tell them you shoot a nigga automatically.
That's not what necessarily protecting means. It's just like, hey, man, this is what we do. We protect your mom, so.
But I'm saying, if you're involved with your child's life, a man ain't going to just say shoot a nigga. It's steps to the shit. You try to fight a nigga, and if you can't fight a nigga, then you shoot him.
And a real man's going to like, hey, you had to punch her 3-2. I'm just going to bring it back to him. You had to punch her 3 times. One should have been like, all right, enough. I bet she shut up after that first punch. But apparently, I guess not. She didn't, man.
Can I ask a simple question? Because you keep bringing the punches. Was she still breathing after she got punched once, twice, 3, 4 times?
Who's to say he would have stopped, though? He probably could have kept going.
But was she still breathing?
Yeah.
Like, it's a difference between me punching somebody and me shooting somebody. Like, when you decide to pull that trigger, C's, as the only 2 in here that's trained to carry a firearm, they teach you when you point your firearm at somebody, be ready to what?
Kill
or destroy whatever's in your path. So understand, when you grab that gun, like, you not grabbing no gun to maim somebody. This ain't no fucking deer. This is a human being. You grabbing this gun to kill somebody. And like I said, this is a situation that's just messy. Because there's nobody that's right, there's nobody that's wrong. And that's why it's hard. Like, yeah, you can bring up he was abusing her, that's wrong. You can say that he was upset for the wrong reason, that's wrong. But on the flip side, at the bottom line, it should not have ended in this man's death. And that's what I think me and Rose feel the most about the situation is, regardless, hell, I'm gonna keep it real. She could have called her 2 older cousins, 2 older brothers, two niggas she just fucking and suck them for $40 a piece. And they could have came there and beat that nigga so bad that he pissing blood. I'm gonna keep it real. I don't think no real man would have had a problem. Cause that's different between a nigga getting his ass beat to now, man, this man ain't here no more. Like, this man gone. Like, that's the part that we need to rationalize is he is no longer breathing. And that's the issue that's with the situation is she told her son to shoot this man.
And it was crazy. It's just crazy that she said, oh, shoot the people that's with him. That's really the part I got a problem with.
Exactly. So obviously, if she telling her 14-year-old son to do that, just imagine what she was saying to him.
Exactly. There was some crazy training there. Hey, Rose, any final thoughts?
No, not really, man. I think we probably need to go in and wrap it up, man. You know what I'm saying? 4th of July weekend, you know what I'm saying? What y'all getting into later on?
Hey, man, we was talking about the 50 greatest rap groups. We finna have some more of this rum, this whiskey, this ginger beer, these red stripes, and we finna, hey, Rose, we finna listen to some UGK and 3-6 motherfucking Mafia.
That sounds good to me. Cease.
Hey, so the only Christopher we respect is Wallace. Our real Independence Day was Juneteenth. Hey, celebrate Independence Day, but remember the real history. And I'm out.
In the words of Rakim and Eric B, peace.
And I'm back quiet.